a God full of riches, a God full of mercy, a God full of power. But in the midst of that magnificent God, there is a tender heart. And when as an undeserved privilege, He takes you inside of His heart. That is the heart that only the true warriors are allowed to go there. Only the ones that are willing to give their lives. This is the most sensitive part of God, and He will not give those places to any person that would not honor Him. Inside those places, there are sounds. The very sounds that made me a warrior. The sounds of the cries of creation. Within every person in the world, within every creature in the world, there is a groaning for salvation. In the silence of the room where they are, in the loneliness of their rooms, millions of people have a cry that is crying out, God, God, where are you? How can I find you? And they are astray, going to so many directions, but inside there's a groan that God allowed, and the whole creation groans to see the manifestation of the glorious sons of God. And there's a cry in there. There's a cry that is so unbearable. It's so unbearable how He cries. Oh, if I know in my bones what it is to be tormented by the devil, what it is to be crushed down by the power of darkness, if I know that in just one single person. The Father hears this cry from billions of people crying out. And there is a compassion inside that heart. There's so many different chambers with so many different sounds that are so loud, my sister, my brother, that if you can only touch with the slight touch, the pain in the heart of God is so deep that all of your body cramps of pain. Within that heart, He's crying out, where is my army? Who would stand to stop this crying? One day the Lord took me into the very place where He hears the sound of millions of babies in wombs of mothers that are willing to abort them. And there's a cry so loud, so sharp, and you can hear everywhere in that place how they cry, let me live, let me live, let me live. And there are millions of them in the heart of God every day, every day. Imagine, what would you feel if someone take the person that you love the most, your very child, your very wife or husband or father or mother, whoever, and in front of your eyes they start raping your beloved and they start beating to death your beloved, and you can't do anything? What would you feel? Every day, God the Father sees one by one of those billions of people being raped, being criminally abused, being tortured, being contaminated, being killed by all kind of sickness, all kind of drugs, all kind of unrighteousness. And this thing happens every day in front of the very eyes of God. We don't fight war because there's anger in our hearts. If you fight because of anger, if you fight because of a ministry, if you fight for the wrong reason, you will be defeated. But the very heart of the warrior is when you listen to those cries, when you can grab hold to the heart of the Father and cry with Him. And say, yes, Lord, nothing will stop me after I have felt your heart, after I have heard the morning. Nothing can stop me to go and demolish the stronghold of evil. The reason of war is the harvest. It's not just about going and pour oil in the streets and proclaim prophetic declarations. You will be defeated if your heart is not right, if it's not tuned. The battle is not finished until we get the souls. What the Father is aiming for is the souls. What the Father is aiming for is that someone helps Him to silence that sound. And that is why He needs warriors. Their people are so concerned because of casualties. Oh, you are becoming a warrior. Let me give you all these books, because you're going to get into all these casualties. If the devil can intimidate you with casualties, well, I'm not going to fight. I don't care if all of those people go to hell because they are oppressed by that demonic force. If my car is going to be wrecked, I better don't fight. If something is going to happen to my comfort and my possessions and my little things, you have not understood the gospel of Jesus Christ. If you can be intimidated by a defeated devil, if you can be intimidated because a voice arises